Most atheists I know, they all seem to employ the same logic. They're all kind of like, well, I was in dire financial straits and I prayed for a winning lottery ticket and God didn't deliver. So fuck him. I'm never praying again. God doesn't exist. Religion is stupid. It's always the same shit. It's always like God didn't deliver on my childlike need for instant gratification. And so, like, how would God do that? How would do you have any idea how many people are praying for a winning lottery ticket right now? How would we pay that out? How would we pay out everyone that feels like they alone deserve to win the lottery? It's a very childlike, myopic view of the world where you think solipsistic, right? Where you think that only you matter, practically only you exists, and it's extremely selfish, childlike, shallow. And they always have to go around telling everyone else, like, oh, don't you know that God is bullshit because he didn't give me a winning lottery ticket and he didn't give you one either, so he must not be there. Well, maybe your problem is managing money. Have you ever seen these celebrities like Nicolas Cage or Johnny Depp that the more money you give them, the further they go into debt because they don't know how to spend it. They'll even spend it on each other's debt. Like Johnny Depp gave Nicolas Cage 40 million when he didn't have it to give. So now Johnny Depp's further in debt trying to bail out Nicolas Cage, and they both are like up to their eyeballs in dinosaur heads and Irish castles and Maseratis, and so maybe your problem is money. And you don't assume that there's this, like what we would say, force or power um that knows what you need more than you do. And people never ever assume that the answer to their problems is some sort of lesson, like, or some sort of practice that would help them in their daily life so they don't need a crutch, so they don't need to like ask the sky for a box of money. Like maybe you could handle your own affairs better. Instead, we have like 50-year-old children that are praying for a box of money to fall out of the sky because they don't know how to manage their fucking money or any of their affairs. Um, and like when I saw Bill Burr, the one thing that pissed me off about his show was, the only time I prayed in the last 20 years was when I got thrown off a motorcycle. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but maybe your life would be better if you did more often. There is a sense, and it's often that people are also so childlike and self-centered that they conflate euphoria with happiness. They often use them synonymously, where it's like, well, I'm not constantly euphoric, so God doesn't exist. I'm not constantly high, and God owes that to me, so that means I don't worship him. And they blame like all the child abuse in the world on religion. They just want to they want to blame God for all of their problems, which is really pathetic, childlike, miserable, shallow. But then they just go, why am I depressed? I must be depressed because of genetics or something weird in the air and something in my diet. Like maybe it's because you only consider yourself and you suck. You know what I mean? And if you suck to your very core and you spend all day looking straight down at your navel, then you're not going to feel good. You know what I mean? And you just keep waiting for this like existential parent figure to drop a box of money in front of you. Grow up.